Over IRS Form 4070, Employees Report of Tips to Employer. So this form is used by tip employees in food and beverage establishments to report their tip income to their employer on a monthly basis. So the IRS requirements for tip employees are that they report and pay taxes on all income, whether it's tip income or wage income. But additionally, in any month where their tip income exceeds $20, an employee must report their tips to the employer. They can use Form 4070. There's also another form which we'll create an article and a video for called IRS Form 4070-A, which is basically a daily report of tips. And it actually breaks down by day the amount of tips that an employee received for the month. So this is important because there are certain reporting responsibilities that some employers may have. For example, employers that are categorized as large, either food or beverage employers, are required to allocate a certain amount of tip or their gross income to employee tips. And so if the employee's reported tip income does not match 8% of the gross income for that month, then the employer is required to allocate tip income to those employees. So this is a fairly straightforward form. We're going to start at the top with our hero, John Doe, who in this case is working at Acme Bar and Grill. So we complete that information. We'll say that this is from April 1st to April 30th, 2022. If this is a shorter period, that, like if this was your first day or first month of the job, it might be 15 April to 30 April, whatever the case may be, every month or a shorter period in which you receive your tips. On the right-hand side, we're going to put in our hero's social security number, followed by cash tips. So these are tips that you received in cash. Line 2 would be anything that's electronic payments. So it could be credit card, debit card, gift cards, anything that you received as tips, but on a credit card type statement. And then line 3 is actually a negative number. So if you participate in a tip pool or a tip sharing program, which a lot of restaurants and bars usually have, so that employees can kind of even out their tip income, then you would report on line 3 any tips that you might have paid out into that tip pool. And then line 4 simply is the total. Lines 1 and 2, your cash tips plus your credit card and debit card tips minus any tips that you paid out. And you put that on line 4, then you sign it, date it, turn it into your employer. So you don't have to report tips to your employer for any month where you receive less than $20 in that month. You don't have to report as tip income anything that's included as a service charge. So if your restaurant has a policy of an 18% gratuity for parties of 8 or more, for example, that is a service charge. There's actually treasury regulations, IRS revenue ruling that states the difference between what is a tip and what is a service charge. So for more information on that, you can actually refer to our article where we go into a little bit more depth about that. And just know that your completed Form 4070 is due by the 10th day of the following month. However, if that 10th day is a Saturday or Sunday or a federal holiday, then you can report your tips the next business day to your employer. That's all we have for this video. If you want, you can go to our website. We've written a more in-depth article about this tax form. Simply go to teachmepersonalfinance.com, type in IRS Form 4070, and you can read our article. If you like our articles, please subscribe to our newsletter. If you like our YouTube videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And as always, if you have any questions or comments, please post them in the comments section. Thank you very much and have a great day.